Howdy, guys. Since we're all sitting around trapped in the house due to coronavirus, I thought maybe it'd be a good time to review and learn something new. I've been reading and studying some thoughts by a man named Josh Kuntz, who owns Patriot Valley Arms, as you can see on the screen. And we're going to discuss the trajectory normalizing factor. So Josh is used to be in the aerospace industry. He's an engineer, very smart individual. Came up with a method for comparing two loads based upon only two factors, which are velocity and ballistic coefficient. Now this factor, the name is a little misleading because we're not really worrying about trajectory with this formula. What we are finding is which bullet will have less wind deflection at longer ranges. So even though it's the trajectory normalizing factor, and I encourage you to go to Josh's site and on the web and read all about it, I thought we'd just take a few minutes to go through some examples. And if you want more information, obviously you can find it there. But really what we're doing is we're going to compare a couple of bullets, and let's just go to a couple of items that are kind of hot all the time. Let's talk about the 6.5 Creedmoor, and then let's talk about Grandpa's hunting rifle. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to compare a couple of hunting bullets using factory ammunition from Hornady. They've got a lot of data on their website. It's easy to find, it's easy to use, so you'll find that I use their information a lot. The load, when we times or multiply velocity times ballistic coefficient. Now, if we're using G1 on one load, we also have to use the G1 numbers for both loads. We have to try to compare apples to apples as much as possible. The higher number, as Josh states down here, let's see, the higher number performs better relating to wind deflection at long range shooting. So let's get started. So what we've got here, we come in and I've picked up the 6.5 Creedmoor. Everyone loves the 6.5 Creedmoor. And we're just looking at Hornady's 143 grain ELDX precision hunter load. And we're going to compare it against Grandpa's old 270 with the same style of bullet in the Precision Hunter line of ammunition from Hornady. We only need a couple of numbers. We'll run this and see what shakes out. Okay, guys? So we're going to go to the 6.5 Creedmoor, and we'll come right down. Muzzle velocity right here, 2,700. There's one number. And the other number we need is the ballistic coefficient. We're going to go with G1 ballistic coefficients. Okay? So we're going to go 2,700 times 0.625. So we'll go 2,700 feet per second times 0.625. Looks like a pretty high number. Let's see how the 270 performs. 270 has a muzzle velocity of 2,970 and a ballistic coefficient of G1 at 0.536. So we're going to take 2,970 times, let's double check that number, 0.536. 0.536. And it's at 1591. What was the other one? 1687. So here we've got a little bit of discrepancy in that the 270 comes out faster, but looks like the higher ballistic coefficient of the 6.5 Creedmoor could come in at a better wind deflection number than the faster, slightly heavier 270 due to velocity times ballistic coefficient. But let's not just trust the numbers, okay? This says the 6.5 Creedmoor is superior. by not much than the 270. Let's run the numbers in their calculator and figure it out. So here I've come in using Hornady's own Fordhoff ballistic calculator. I've entered in the appropriate information here. Here's the 6.5 Creedmoor, 2,700 feet per second, with their 143 grain bullet. And I've left all the other numbers here at defaults. So we're at 0 for altitude, sea level, temperature of 59 degrees, and 50% humidity. We'll leave both at the same, so we're comparing apples to apples. And we're just going to spit the results out in inches, and we'll see which load, which cartridge has less wind deflection, okay? Wind deflection is going to be our second column from the right here, called total wind drift. And on your 6.5 Creedmoor at 1,000 yards is 81.78 inches. Let's run the numbers on the 270. So you can look here and see we're doing the same. Okay. With the full value wind speed of 10 coming from 3 o'clock or 270 degrees on a compass, both are set the same. And here we get 82.3 inches of wind deflection from a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Now, even though that 270 starts out faster, let's look at the numbers here. 82.3 inches on the 270 and 81.78. Really, guys, I mean, that's a tiny difference. But if you're talking, do I want to deal with the recoil? Do I need more energy? This just gives you a number. It's not going to help you decide which bullet is going to give you the least amount of drop, but it will tell you which one is going to be more efficient related to the wind. And any long-range shooter will tell you that wind is the art to long-range shooting. It's very minimal here in this example, but it can really help you. Let's say that you have 2 bullets that you wanted to shoot in your 6.5 Creedmoor. Which one's going to give me a little bit of an edge, a competitive edge? Well, you run this formula simply by multiplying the velocity and the ballistic coefficients, and you don't have to go through the steps of filling out the ballistic charts like we did. That's just to confirm and show it that it does work. So click and subscribe if you guys like the video. We'll be offering some more content. Any additional comments are welcome. We prefer, of course, nice comments. And if you have other things you would like to see, please let us know. Thanks for watching.